I hope everyone's having a good time. I like this. This stream about to be sharper than shit. I like that one. That one's good. Let's go. Let's go. So this stream.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
This stream is about how cheese is made. Okay. So I have like 3, 4. I have wine. Yes. I got this wine here that is so totally real. Super, super serious. So I got a few, like, kind of, like, sections. I'm not going to talk about the cheese caves. Not today. But I definitely really want to soon, okay? I'm, like, going through slowly and trying to build up my, like, my knowledge of cheese. So that way I can, actually explain things correctly. Don't whine. You haven't even met Pepper Jack yet. I never whine. You guys remember those like super old like Facebook bomb memes? And it's like the freaking like what's it called? They have like, oh, I only have one glass a day, and it's like the big freaking wine glass. But yeah, I'm saving it. I feel like there's like a weird cheese conspiracy going on because. Like, I actually started looking up the stuff about, like, how the United States government has a bunch of cheese. I actually ended up looking it up, and there's a lot more to it than I realized. Like, I wanted to do it sooner than later, but then I realized it's actually a lot of information, and I did not know that there's, like, a cheese-spiracy going on. I'm not even joking. Beans! But yeah, there's some freaking, big cheese is involved. Big cheese.
Nani?
Yes. No, seriously though, okay. It's a lot, okay? It's a lot. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Welcome, Erd Bastion. How you doing? Yeah, the cheese caves, the big dairy don't mess around. It is very cheesy. There's like photo. I think it's Reagan who was like the photo with the very certified curd moment, curdified third moment. But yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of stuff about cheese, okay? There's like so much information on cheese out there. You guys don't realize this. Okay, what I was gonna do initially, so now what I end up having to do is actually cut a lot of information from the stream. Did I rent a cheese cottage for this cheese? I wish I rented a cheese cottage for this. I think what would be really cool is if they had like Airbnbs that are like actual like cottages made out of cheese. I would stay in a cheese cottage. Maybe like big cheese. Big cheese for sure. But it's the world's cheesiest conspiracy. No kidding. But yeah, so I kinda had to decrease the amount of information I had just because I got so far into like trying to figure out the history of cheese for this one. And then I realized that all the information, I'm running out of dad jokes. It's okay, I forgive you. Or do I? It's unbelievable you're already running out of those. No, I'm just joking. But I had to cut it. I actually got so far into like how people found like the history of cheese that I started getting into like freaking like Julius Caesar's commentary De Bella Gallico, which is about like him talking about the Gallican War, or sorry, the Gallic Wars. You know, when they were fighting like the freaking like Scottish, Irish, the Gauls, so like, you know, the Gaelic people. And so don't worry, I have the whole sheet I haven't shredded yet. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I got so far into it that I ended up realizing that apparently there's not just one, but 2 accepted large domestication events of cows, okay? And there might be a 3rd one that scientists have yet to figure out. There's a lot. There is like so much. I'm not joking. I got so sucked into this. It was really bad. I know. So I got so far and then I realized that like I had to bring it back. I had to bring it back. So
wow.
What this one is, humans fucking love cheese, yes. Just don't switch the 2 words in the middle. But yeah, this one is about how cheese is made. Yes. There's definitely subreddits about cheese. There's definitely subreddits, cheese and wine pairings. I'm certain that those exist. If you tell me that those don't exist, I would not believe you. I would say that you are lying
about this.
I would say that you are lying to me. Because there's definitely so many cheese subreddits. People love cheese, okay? Now listen. So what I'm going to talk about today, and this might not be like, this may not be the most like extensive stream of all time, okay? However, okay, it is, I think, pretty informative, and I think it's a good starting point for all of the other stuff. I have wine, so I'm halfway to live my best life. You're like, wine is good. Welcome, Tim. You're late again. I am the subreddit. Yeah, I'm gonna have like a freaking cheese Wikipedia. I'm pretty sure Cheesepedia is a real thing. No! Yeah, you're late. How's it feel? Yeah, I got a whole college lecture seminar prepared for you guys. Listen, if you guys want, I can like tell you guys. I'm gonna talk about. I got all of this stuff planned out. Okay, when I was doing research for this, I came across so much history. Ban him. He's no Schmack. Oh, my apologies. But yeah, when I was coming across the stuff for this cottage lecture, yes, we're all in a lecture cottage. So inside the cottage cheese lecture. But yeah, it's freaking wild to me. It's freaking wild. And yeah, there's a lot of cheese chemistry, which I did not get into in this one because it would take a lot to explain and a lot of like, how would you say, a lot of research, and I'd have to figure out a way to describe it in not like a horrible way. And I don't know about you guys. I find chemistry difficult and also sometimes really boring. So I didn't want to like sit here and talk about that for like a million hours while you guys are stuck, listening to me talk, unless it's like an interesting way, okay? So, what I have is define the cheese. So like the definition of cheese, right? Like, what is cheese? No explosions. Okay, listen, if someone wants to give me like some gasoline, I may or may not have some sort of packaging in my house, and then I can make something that will definitely I'm just joking. Yeah, I'm your cheese teacher. Stick to my passions. No, it's not that. I like chemistry's fine. It's about like, it's just too much. It would be like hours and hours and hours. Like, those really long, like 3-hour long icebergs that you sit and you can like listen to in the background, but you don't actually hear anything the person's saying. Like, I have a hard time sitting in silence. So what I do is I listen to stuff all the time in the background. That would be like how long, at least, if I included like even half the stuff I got into. There's scholarly papers, like articles and actual stuff, like actual journal, I got into Nature, okay? I was in the Nature journal looking at stuff when I was looking up the stuff for like the history of cheese. So it took a lot. I'm mega brain. Yeah, it took a lot and it was very difficult. So welcome, Matthias. How you doing? But yeah, it was hard and I don't know. I would just take too long. But so today I decided to just kind of cut it down. Feel like I didn't want to. I just realized, is there no background music for you guys? Oh no. Give me a second. I did not realize that. My apologies. Guys, say something. I love my Russian music. I do though. I really do. I like it. Okay. My apologies. You guys were sitting here with no background music. Are you kidding? Breaky, yes. I like hard bass. I think it's nice to listen to because I don't understand anything that they are saying. So I even if sometimes I get thrown off when I'm listening to stuff. Yeah, I want you guys to fall asleep without background music. That's the goal. I want to just put you guys all to sleep so I can turn you into cheese while you're not looking, okay? That's my goal here. That was what my plan was, and you foiled it on me. I'll never recover from this. I'll never recover. How will I ever live? Anyway, so
I'm shaking in my custom baby seal leather boots.
So I have a definition, a general process. How do you make cheese taste different? And finally, I have some cheeses that differentiate from the general process that I'll initially explain, okay? And so I'm doing like very, very light science. Shush! I am talking. I'm doing the best. At least I'm not. Okay, how about I'll do the college professor voice. Give me a sec. So welcome class. Today we will be talking about the science of cheese. Now, what is the science of cheese? So I think in order to discuss this, first we must explain what is cheese. According to Merriam-Webster. Okay, anyway. Bueller? Ferris Bueller? Yeah, okay, so really though, what is cheese, okay? According to Merriam-Webster, right, there's like a lot of different definitions of cheese. I got into like the FDA freaking protocol for this stuff. Do you guys know that in order to call something a specific type of cheese, you have to do it to the FDA standards, which means you have to like do it in a certain process and all that stuff. That's wild, right? Isn't that freaking insane? Anyway, so according to Merriam-Webster, it is a food consisting of the coagulated, compressed, and usually ripened curd of milk separating from the whey. So here's my thing, right? I didn't really think like much about any of these words. Like if you ask me what cheese is, I'd be like, well, it's like, you know, bacteriized dairy. I don't It is yummy. That's what I think, okay? I'm not thinking like coagulated, compressed, curds and whey. I think it sounds kind of whack in my personal opinion. And now, this might be very overwhelming for you guys. But don't worry, everything will be Gouda. Just trust me, we'll get through this together. I promise. Okay, USA v. France v. Italy. Basically, yes, kind of. There's like a lot. Okay, I'm sure if I could read other languages, I'm sure there's probably like a whole bunch of like the EU takes their cheese seriously. Okay, guys. Like I said in the last cheese stream, like they literally have designations of origins. So like, if you claim to be from like a different place, or not a different place, if you claim this, those words are gonna exactly. That's my goal. My words are like bullets, and it's causing holes. Anyway, so without further ado, let me go ahead and explain the general process. All right, so basically, you get some milk, right? You start off with some milk. Okay? Now there's different kinds of milk, and I will get into that later when explaining how to make it taste different. But you gotta start off with the milk, Josh. Okay? The milk, Josh. Give him the milk. Super old meme. Anyway, sorry. So you gotta get the milk. And according to the FDA standards, you have to pasteurize the milk, okay? Legally, I have to say this. Man, I love cheese. Milk. Yeah. That was good. I'm gonna put that on a hat. I wish I could put that on my hat. So, you gotta choose your milk, okay? Now listen, okay? Some people have chosen some very humane milk options, okay? Please don't choose the humane milk option. If you know what I'm trying to say here, I have been scarred today by looking up this stuff. Some people think it is okay. It is okay. Grilled chilk. Was it chilk? Scuffed? Yes. I'm serious though. Some people think it's okay to like, yeah, I don't know.
So
Anyway.
just chill out. You know, drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie, quit murdering people.
I have to say this for legal reasons. You must pasteurize the milk. So pasteurizing the milk is basically like a fancy way of saying get rid of the bacteria, which is wild because you have to add in more bacteria after the fact anyway. So I'm like, what's even the point? You're already like increasing bacteria amount. I don't know. You delete the bacteria just to add more. I don't know. It sounds stupid to me. Whatever. FDA standards. If you sell non-pasteurized milk, you can get arrested. That's a story for another day. It's like big dairy. Prevents it from separating. Okay. That's good. A different kind of bacteria. Yeah. You can get like deaded if you eat certain apparently like I think the reason, like one reason that's cited for pasteurization, and this is don't quote me on this one, but one reason that's cited for pasteurization is that like I remember people used to die from drinking milk because cows would eat stuff that's like toxic to us. I think, and then it would get in the milk and kill people. But that could be maybe that's not why. I'm not sure about pasteurization that much. I do know, I have heard in some places people try to get non-pasteurized milk, which is illegal. I'm just saying. Like, you know how it is. So anyway, you do gotta pasteurize the milk first, okay? Also, dirty udders, yes. That makes a lot of sense to me. I would not be surprised by that one. So, you get the milk, right? We got the milk. Look at it. It's beautiful. Very creamy looking, okay? Beautiful looking to me. So, you get this, right? And now, you're going to add lactic acid bacteria. Oh, what's lactic acid bacteria? I'm glad you asked, guys. So, lactic acid bacteria, right, are a group of bacteria that play a crucial role in the fermentation of the milk. And we're going to go into fermentation in a second, okay? So, the two main genera of, like, lactic acid bacteria involved in the cheese-making process, or I guess just, like, you know, culturing the milk, are lactobacillus, you know, and streptococcus. But I don't know where it come from. These ones, I'm not sure how they get the lactic acid bacteria, actually. I think if you leave milk for a long enough time, you can, is that what lactose is? Yeah, lactose is a kind of sugar, okay? Lactose is it's like a sugar, and a very specific kind, okay? And so, it can be broken down by bacteria that feast on the sugar. And it turns it into lactic acid, okay? Hi, you two. Hi, you two. And so the fermentation of lactose results in the breakdown of the lactose, right? The lactose, okay? And this is important if you're a biology major, by the way. So lactic acid bacteria produces enzymes such as lactase, okay? Which will break down the lactose into both glucose and galactose, which are its constituent sugars, okay? So basically, it's got two kinds of sugars, right? This bacteria, which looks super duper yummy, you should definitely eat it, which you actually kind of do if you eat cheese, you kind of already eat it anyway. I'm pretty sure, because it's kind of just there. It'll break it down into glucose and galactose. And then it'll ferment these sugars into lactic acid through a process called lactic acid fermentation, okay? And this reaction involves the conversion of sugars into lactic acid, which I think is really cool, but I think it only uses the glucose. I could be wrong on that. And so, at this point, there's this thing added to the, thing, okay? And and so you kind of get something like this. After it breaks everything down, it curdles the milk. You get something that looks yummy, yummy. You should definitely drink this. You can actually do this on your own. On accident, you can have this happen to you if you leave your milk sitting out overnight. Although I would not recommend you leaving milk sitting out overnight because that's probably, not... You're more likely to probably mess up your milk. Oof, yeah. You're probably more likely to mess up your milk than anything else. You'll just get, nasty milk. I mean, I don't know. It looks chunky. It looks mad chunky. I got this photo. You're not my real mom. You're not my real mom. You can't tell me not to eat this. I will strongly recommend not to eat the milk out overnight, okay? I'll strongly recommend don't eat it. Please. Oh yeah, and the crazy part is I got this photo from like a blog that says to use it as like a beauty product. So I'm pretty sure they're telling people to like rub it on their face, or you know, it doesn't taste good. Did you? Man, have you guys ever drank this? So actually, yes. Okay, here's the interesting part. Okay, so I don't know that much about yogurt. Okay, however, it's kind of very similar the way that they do it. However, like the curds in yogurt are not as processed as the curds in cheese. It has more stuff going on. Like, so you stop kind of at the curdling with yogurt, yeah. And then when you want to make cheese, you have to cut it, drain it, and press it, right? So it's like more solidified. Yeah, yogurt's another episode. I mean, yeah. So it's a lot, right? It's a lot. I can attest to it. Yeah, you can like have this in your freaking like imagine you leave out some like, you know, you got your Captain Crunch in a bowl, and then you put milk in it and you forget about it for like 3 days. You come back and it's just a bunch of curds and whey and Captain Crunch mixed in. So I think it's really freaky. Anyway, so I should be a professor. I agree. No college will let me there. So at this point, right? So what has happened so far is that lactic acid bacteria has produced enzymes, broke down the lactose into glucose and galactose, and it's taken that glucose and made it into lactic acid. Okay, I thought it was the jar, the My Little Pony jar. Oh God. Sorry, that was like the first thing that came to my head. I don't know. Is that Twitch? Anyway, so at this point, you will add in something called I don't know how I pronounce it correctly. Renee or rennet. Okay, Banshee. No! You can't prove anything. Anyway, so you'll add something called Renee or rennet. Oh, Chi, what is rennet? I'm glad you guys asked. Okay, so rennet is a coagulant, right? And it'll help to separate the curds from the whey, okay? That's importante. Muy importante, okay? You gotta remember this stuff. One time when I was young, I had some, I don't know how long it was, outside. It said old. That's so nasty. Don't eat the curds and the whey that are just being chilling in your thing. That's so nasty. That's so nasty. We were talking about too much stuff. Anyway, so this is called rennet. Okay, Renee, that's where all the people come. Bing chilling. But yeah, so basically this thing will coagulate it. It'll coagulate the milk. So kind of like, you know, how it breaks down. So the lactic acid bacteria will break down the lactose into glucose and galactose. And glucose will be turned into cheese. It'll be turned into lactic acid through the lactic acid bacteria, okay? And then you add in this rennet to help it kind of like squish together. And it will not be added if the pH is too low because it'll be too acidic and probably not very good. So there will be a pH drop, and as lactic acid accumulates, look at those cheesecake. That is not, have you seen cheesecake? Oh my God. As lactic acid accumulates, it lowers the pH of the milk, and it lets it to really curdle, you know. And so she's gonna turn us into cheese with her lactic acid gun, yeah. I've been like secretly putting lactic acid into the very minute amounts of food I give you guys in the basement. So now you guys will be slowly turning into cheese from the inside out. As lactic acid accumulates, it lowers the pH of the milk, and it kind of creates an acidic environment, which then denatures the proteins in the milk, especially this one protein called casein. And so, the casein, since it's denatured now, right? It'll now become less soluble in acidic conditions since it's, you know, denatured in acidic conditions. And then they'll start to aggregate and coagulate to form curds. Like what I said, the rennet is the coagulate, right? And since, you know, you put the lactic acid bacteria in there, it produces a lot of lactic acid, makes the whole area acidic, And then you're being a volunteer to be the person with lactic acid gun. I put lactic acid in your milk and cookies. No, just the milk. I love cheesecake tea, I promise. I love cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Remember, guys, if you ever make a cheesecake, make sure you put it in a water bath first. Otherwise, it will not turn out the way you want it to, okay? I promise. So basically, you have... I see it, Hero. Mike knows I'm not crazy, guys. So, listen. So basically, this thing called casein sits in an acidic environment because the lactic acid bacteria broke down the lactose into glucose and then into lactic acid, right? Now, the casein is less soluble and the rennet helps to coagulate it. So, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's super duper nice, super duper cool. And so, like the rennet, since it's a coagulant, I find it pretty interesting. So it, what's it called? Rennet comes from the stomach of baby animals, which is kind of sad because, you know, but they're not killed for it. It's like they get killed in the meat industry and then people use the rennet from the baby animal stomachs to make cheese. So it's kind of sad. At the same time, like if you eat veal or anything like, I know, it's sad. It is sad, okay. I agree, it is. And then they have the audacity to put a milk on the bottle, or a cow on the bottle. Like, okay. But it's a little sad, you know, yeah. Baby animal sad. But, you know, it is what it is. I think it's kind of sad, but, you know. Anyway, they were already dead already, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so you have the casein proteins that are all aggregated together thanks to our lactic acid bacteria and our rennet. And now you have to separate out the curds from the whey, okay? And this is important, okay? So, have you guys ever heard that nursery rhyme about Little Miss Muffet eating curds and the whey together? Okay, the reason she had to do that is because this girl did not know how to make cheese because she's an idiot, okay? She's stupid. Now we are more sophisticated, clearly. Look at my top hat and my wine glass. I'm very sophisticated. And we're not gonna keep the whey, okay? There is no way that we're keeping the whey, okay? There's no way. So, how do we not keep it, you ask? Well, there's like different kinds of ways to do it. But basically, after welcome card. Stupid bitch. Yeah, Little Miss Muffet, this isn't your grandma's nursery rhyme. I'm Mrs. Cheese. I'm Mrs. Cheese. After the curds have formed, the cheesemaker typically cuts them into smaller pieces to release more of the whey, because you want to get rid of as much whey as possible. Yeah, I wish I had more freaking, I'm sophisticated. Sophisticated. That sounds really scuffed when I say it out loud. I like your hat. Where did you get it? I got it at, like, the Wisconsin Cheese Heads, like, Emporium. You know Wisconsin really likes cheese? Oh, yeah, evening stinkies. Is that what you guys know? You love my top hat. Thank you. I had to cut it out from, like, a photo. But, yeah. After the curds have formed, the cheesemaker usually cuts it. So, you see in the top right one, that's, like, kind of the cutting process. They're trying to get as much whey out of there as possible so you keep more of the curds, okay? So then the curds are heated or cooked to expel additional whey and to achieve a desired texture and moisture content in the final cheese. And the way that you cut it matters a whole lot, which I'll get into in a minute, matters a whole lot because it will change the amount of moisture content. Not kidding, I just love cheese. Good! Okay. Yeah, what is the freaking Green Bay Packers? Anyone a Packers fan? I don't think anyone's still a Packers fan. And then you have to, at the very end, so basically, so you get milk, you culture the milk. Cheese. You add rennet. Renee, I don't know how to pronounce it. And then now we are adding salt. Okay? We're adding salt in, and that should be good. And now the reason you're gonna add in some salt is one, it enhances the flavor, right? That's important because otherwise it'll taste nasty. That cheese one got me. Two, it'll preserve it. Aren't you from the Midwest? You're not from Wisconsin, are you? My apologies. All I know about Wisconsin is it's cold and it's cheesy. Flavor enhancement, preservation. So salt gets rid of bacteria because, like, if you put a lot of salt in your body, you'll die. You'll die. So if you are too salty, okay, your body will not like that and you'll die. Oh yeah, salt. We add salt. We're at this point. No. Aren't you from the Midwest? My apologies. My B. But I feel like Wisconsin freaks me out. I don't know why. Wisconsin's like cold and cheesy. That's all I know about Wisconsin, okay? That's all I know. So, we're talking about, what you missed so far. So, I'm talking about the general process of cheese making. So first, you get milk, you culture the milk, you add rennet, which is a coagulant, and then you cut and cook the cheese. And now, we're adding salt. Culvers. So basically you add salt because it's a flavor enhancer. It preserves the salt because it gets rid of bacteria, because bacteria really don't like too much salt. It's not good for their homeostasis, for Nettie. You can use that cheese head as a serving dish. Actually, you know what? I think it'd be really cool if you could make like a cheese hat, like a real cheese. You know, like those. Then again, I feel like those giant blocks of cheese, like the giant cheese wheels, will be too heavy. It'll like hurt your head. So many kinds of salt. Yeah, this is a whole bunch of different kinds of salt. Not all of. I don't know if all these are used in cheese baking, but as you guys see here, obviously there are lots of different kinds of salt. Okay, and that's important to remember because we're about to get into how you make it taste different. So. Salt helps with like moisture control, which is important because that will actually change a lot about the cheese. By reading at the classics and discussing philosophy in class. Exactly. Let's talk about. I want to talk about Plato. Let's talk about Plato. Let's talk about Socrates. Let's talk about. Does that mean cheese never ages? I unfortunately, I got lots of salt. I run a cheese factory. I wish. If I ran a cheese factory, I'd be so rich. I'm not joking. I'd have like an even bigger, fancier wine glass than this. I'd have an even bigger, fancier cheese top hat than this. Okay, if I ran a cheese factory, you would know. You would definitely know. And then also the salt helps with rind formation in some cheese varieties. Not all of them though. So that's important to remember. And then finally, you'll press the curds down after you salt them, which will make it kind of like. So you know how I said earlier, if you kind of stop without adding rennet into it, yeah, I do look like Willy Wonka. I would be so happy to be Willy Wonka because I could have, like a really, really cool like jacket and I like run around like terrorizing children, I guess. Because that's kind of what he did. That's exactly what he did. And, you know, I think that'd be really funny. But, yeah, so basically, they squish down the curds, okay? Like, I don't know if you guys saw earlier, this is like the best explanation I can give you. Like, you see the wet part, that's kind of like the whey-ish kind of thing, and this is kind of like the curds, although it's not completely there. So you guys see it like here, you see? They're like squishing out, like this is a solid, which is the curds, and the wet is the whey. So they get rid of the whey. And so they add salt, eat bike nerd. Eat bike nerd. Take that, loser. So the curds are pressed down, right? To kind of get rid of more of the whey, because you don't want whey and that stuff nasty. And then it'll kind of consolidate it. Get the whey out of the way. Get the whey out of the way. This factory is definitely NSFW. Yeah, I feel like children's movies and books were like built different back then. Wasn't it like, what was it, like Dickens, like Oliver Twist and stuff like that? They like do some crazy stuff. Oliver Twist is like scary. Unfortunately, it's not the way out of this glue trap. You'll never leave. The only way out is in a cheese bag. So there's The curtains are often pressed and further expelled, okay? The remaining way is drained away, leaving behind the solid mass of curds that'll kind of like, they'll either age. Do you know the way? I need to put like freaking knuckles on here. I'm not even joking. So yeah, so this is kind of like the general process. No way, yeah, this is the general process. You know, you have some milk, you pasteurize the milk because you're not legally allowed to not do that according to FDA, who is not breathing down my neck. Do you know the way? Yeah. Then you you let it kind of like curdle, and then you add rennet, yes, and then you remove the whey, and then you add salt, and then you press it down. So like, I mean, you can kind of like make it shorter. Not everyone includes everything, but anyway. So now that we kind of know how to make cheese, right? Like we know how to do it. You know,
I'm making mac and cheese, and nobody can stop!
So, now that we know how to make cheese, no way, yes. How do you manipulate, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss this cheese into making it taste different, okay? So basically there's a whole bunch of ways. So, one, what's important is that there's like a milk source, what your milk source is, right? Because if you start off with like maggots, we'll get there, I swear, okay? We'll get there, I promise you we will get to the maggots. Where all the new sounds coming from. I'm not sure how he's doing that. Apparently he's able to make more sounds. I don't know. So you can have like a cow cheese, right? Like cow's milk is considered to kind of be like, you know, a rich and buttery flavor. Like cheddar, kind of, you know, makes it taste a little bit different. Gouda's also another one. And then there's like, for instance, like goat's milk, right? Right? So, you know, it has like a specific kind of like tangy flavor. You know, like sheep's milk has like a robust flavor. However, some people, okay? Some people will, in fact, yeah, goats do have weird eyes. They got like square pupils. You know what I mean? So some people, you really gonna show those utterly uncensored udders? Past time being stuck in the basement in the truck. Cheddar is the best. Why is cheddar the best? Now I'm very curious. Goats have weird eyes. Me too. It's okay. Don't eye shame him, okay? He's beautiful just the way he is. Anyway, some people have decided, let's get this cheddar. Some people have decided that they want to milk other things, like buffalo. Some people are milking buffalo and making mozzarella out of it. So American cheese is made out of Americans. Our Girl Scout cookies made out of Girl Scouts. Listen. Okay, so people make buffalo cheese, okay. Some people are milking camels. What the buffalo say to his son? Bye, son. Bye, son. American cheese is not made out of Americans. I think if it was made out of Americans, then, like, you know, it would, like, roll towards, like, a gas station for the oil or something. I don't know. So, look. Some people have been freaking, eating cheese from this thing. Yeah, why are they milking this? Does this look like it needs to be milked to you? I don't look at this and think, you know what? That would make a scrumptious, diddly-umptious cheese. I'm not like, you can make a little cheesy wheezy. Whale cheese and seal cheese. I don't know. Is that a real thing? I did not get that far. Listen, I tell you, I spent a lot of time researching this. Okay, I promise. I didn't even scratch the surface of everything. There is so much cheese in this world, okay? There is so much cheese in this world. We will get to it, okay? I promise. Cricket and Koch, I've heard of that. No. One year, I bought some. I should get some camel's milk, but it's also much more. Yeah, is it expensive or was it llamas? Yes. This is a yak. Some people are milking yaks now, and there are some specific types of milk, and there's also people who are milking llamas. Yes, and alpacas. You see, here's the thing: if you're stuck on one cold mountain, then you can milk this thing. If you're stuck on a different cold mountain, then you can milk this thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. Those critters have some rich-ass milk. The freaking cockroaches? Do not milk the cockroaches, please. Don't touch the cockroach udders, please. I will be so sad if I hear that any of you guys... It's a tauntaun. They probably produce less milk than cows. Llamas? Yeah. I don't think these things are made to be milked. People are milking things where they should not be milking. Why are we milking this? We have other things to milk, guys. We got better things to milk than these things don't make enough milk. Come on. Can we use breast milk? I mean, I'm not even allowed to say that. Whales and seals have rich milk, not cockroaches, you dork. Oh my goodness. No, you're not joking though. If I'm allowed to say that people actually have, some dude had like an overabundance of his wife's, you know, stuff in the fridge and he started trying to sell it to people. Yeah, that makes a lot. I mean, yeah, you have to kind of breed them for that. And now, I'm not even joking, okay? Listen, okay? I got so far into the history of cheese. I was talking about aurochs, okay? How is breast milk not the first idea? Okay, listen. Technically it is, just not from humans, okay? But critters' milk is a lot more nutritious than other milks. I think it's because, like, okay, I've heard booba mongas say. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore that. I'm not I feel like, shut up! You're not a baby. You're not a baby, I swear, okay? Anyway, some people have milked this. Some people have milked donkeys. Okay? People are milking donkeys now, and you know what else they milk? Reindeer. I am having a crisis. This stream is making me have like my first ever, like I'm scarred for life from this. Anyway, look at this thing. I'm just a baby. Yeah, look at this thing. Chat went downhill real fast, yes. People are milking this. Where does the milk come from? Like, someone had to look at this thing and be like, you know what? We can make cheese from this thing. Why? Don't do that. There's no reason to do that. You guys have so, look at it. I like things there are to milk in life. Okay, look. I can excuse this. This is fine. This is fine. But these things? Who needs this? No one needs to milk a reindeer. You guys have so many other options. Even Rudolph is not safe for them. Exactly. Especially not Rudolph. Especially not Rudolph. He is not safe. Even if he has a red nose, he's not surviving the milking process. Is it? Okay. They don't have cows. Get some. Get some cows. Don't use this. Don't use this. Some people don't have options. You gotta make do. Okay, fine. They can do that, but I can still be scared. It freaks me out. People live in the Arctic. That's gotta be cold. They must get calcium. I must have calcium. Get off my high cheese wheel. Elephant or rhino milk, anyone. Oh my god. Dog milk. I'm not talking to you. I'm gonna turn off the chat if you guys keep saying this stuff. Okay. So anyway, if you use reindeer or yak or buffalo milk, it will taste different. Because I'm gonna need some lion's milk. Okay, listen, guys. I cannot name all of the milk cheese. Rat milk, they are so small. There is so little milk you will get from the rats. It is so small. It's just a milk. Whales are big. Big milk. Okay, listen. Listen here. Okay. How are we gonna milk a whale? It's in the water. We'd have to kill it. It'll be dead. Hulk milk is green. Hulk. Listen. You know you guys can buy cereal that'll make your milk green? It will make you strongly radioactive. Platypus sweat milk. I hope that's not real. You're not connecting a breast pump to a giant milk whale. You're not gonna have milk whales? No milk whales. Okay? Listen, no, okay. My point here is you can make different kinds of tasting milk with different kinds of animal milk. It tastes different if you use different stuff. That's all I have to say. Next. So guys, zebras? I don't think zebras can have, I'm sure they have milk, but not that much. I don't know about platypuses. I don't think Perry the platypus would be very happy, okay? Anyway, you can have different kinds of bacterial cultures. Like lactic acid bacteria, like what I said before. Anteater. Anteater is so specific. I feel like it would taste like ants because that's what they eat, right? So like some things just won't, okay. Guys, I need you to understand something here, okay? Okay, listen. Some things, one, are not meant to be milked, and two, the milk that you get will taste like doo-doo. You know why? Because some things don't eat good stuff. That's why. That's it. That's all I gotta say to you. So lactic acid bacteria, right? We got lactic acid bacteria. That's the kind of bacterial cultures. They can change the flavor, right? Good protein source. Doo-doo milk, yes. It would not taste good. So you can have lactic acid bacteria cultures and mesophilic cultures. But there are two kinds of different kinds of cultures that will make it kind of taste different from what I've seen in my research, and this might be wrong. I'm next. It introduces kind of like a tangy and complex flavor. You know, like brie and camembert, kind of tastes like that. And then the mesophilic culture will contribute to like a more of a mild and nutty kind of a flavor. You know what I mean? So it'll make that taste like very different because it's just like different kinds of like breakdown. So what you have to really, what's important is you create an acidic environment so the proteins in the milk can break down. Does that of the animal affect the taste of the milk? Yes. Can't be worse than coffee that is obtained from elephant's poop now. Yeah, I've seen that where people like eat or like give animals stuff to eat, like coffee and stuff to eat, and then they extract it. I am not that adventurous. And if somebody gave me coffee, poop coffee, I would be upset. Not trying to be weird, I'm legit curious. Yeah, so the diet of an animal will affect the taste of the milk. Like for instance, like what I said earlier, people used to get poisoned by milk decently, frequently, kind of. And so what will happen is, like people would like eat milk from a cow, and if it's not pasteurized, and I think sometimes like bacteria can end up in the cow's milk. Also like poisons if they're not like, you know, like if the cow doesn't, you know, die from it and you milk it, you can get the poison. So I think it's like, not everything breaks. Okay. Anyway, that's a good question. I like questions. If you guys have questions, I like the questions. I'm not upset. I just think it's really funny. So, also, like I don't have pictures for everything. See, like I don't have pictures for everything, but like another way to change the like flavor of the milk is to have different enzymes. So there's 3 kinds of, so it's like a different kind of rennet. Can cheese be an instrument? No, but mayo can. There's 3 kinds of rennet. You can have animal, like what I said, it comes from like, you know, baby animals. Vegetable and microbial, Meaning that like you kind of have ones that you make in a place. Is cheese made of cheese? It depends on the cheese. Not all cheeses are made out of only cheese, and you guys will see that really soon, okay? So, that's one thing. So basically, the kind of milk you use, the kind of bacteria you use, and the kind of coagulant you use will change the flavor or the texture of the cheese. And then the curd formation. So, based off of how you create the acidic environment using like using the bacteria, and how you coagulate it based off of what kind of enzymes you do, can cheese get you girls? Yeah, it'll turn you into the chiseler, and you gotta go up to the shawty and be like, dang, shawty, that's one big ass yacht you got. And that will definitely work 24/7 all the time, I promise. I promise. Just say, I'm your Sigma baby. And then absolutely 100% all the time it will work. I promise it will not get you arrested, I swear. Of course, anything I say in this chat, in this stream, okay? Listen. Anyway, so small curds and larger curds, right? So you can have two kinds of curds, right? So when you have smaller curds, you have more moisture loss. And that kind of makes it feel more grainy in your mouth. And then you have larger curds, which help it to retain more moisture. And it kind of has like a smoother texture. You know what I mean? Like a smoother texture. And so like kind of one of the ways that like it can make it like, like how Gouda is like more like creamy, and then like it's more like curdy, and like things like cottage cheese or ricotta because they're like larger curds. And actually I found out that people are like super duper specific about how like the curd size is in their cottage cheese, which I found super cool and I thought was really neat. It also can be changed by how lightly or heavily pressed it is, and how lightly and heavily drained it is. So in the process of making cheese, you want to remove as much whey as physically possible, because there's no way that whey is gonna taste good in your whey. You know what I mean? So I think, like mozzarella is very lightly pressed. You know what I mean? Like you guys see mozzarella. It's like the ball. No way. It's like a ball, okay? It's like a ball of milk that's been turned into cheese. Okay, so that's mozzarella, the mozzie man. And then, like the heavily pressed is like a harder cheese. So like when it's lightly pressed, it's like more squishy and it's like stretchier. And then when it's heavily pressed, there's like less moisture in it, right? So it's more like crumbly. Ooh! It's more crumbly, okay? And that's important to remember, it's more crumbly. So that's important, okay? So what we have so far, just as a reminder, milk, bacteria, coagulant, curd formation, draining and pressing. Next is salting. If you salt it some kind of way, it will change it, okay? Dry salting kind of makes it tangier and makes it more crumbly. Brining is more salty, and it's kind of just like, the brine is like a brine. You guys know what brines are, right? Like it's like water with salt. Basically. On top of this, you can also age it or ripen it for a certain amount of time. Stretch and hydrate your goober. I did not see it. I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm talking. So, short aging kind of has like more of a mild and fresh flavor, right? And I also believe, from what I've seen in the past, and this isn't something that I necessarily wrote down, but I've seen like when it's not as aged, usually it's kind of like squishier. When it's older, it's usually crumbly. Fresh flesh flavor. It's kind of like crumblier. Like something, like it'll be like super duper like crispy. Hydrate again. of that, you can have like different kind of surface treatments on it. So, like if you put like wax coating on it, it will like kind of make it taste different. So it has like a rind on the like that you can actually eat. Not all rinds you can eat. Some of them will like, I don't know if they'll like hurt you, but like, and then also like herb coating. Obviously, if you add like an herb to it, it'll taste different. Obvious, it's pretty clear. I have like 3 more things that can change the flavor. Is the wax edible? Please don't eat that. Imagine jumping in that thing. I don't know if it'll cut you. I don't know. I don't think anyone's ever tried to jump in while they're using that thing. It's called like a harp, I think is what they call it. They call it a cheese harp or something. And so there's also smoke exposure. So if you expose it to smoke, you'll have like a smoky flavor. You know what I mean? And then also like if you inoculate it with mold. So like blue cheeses have mold in it, so it's inoculated with penicillin. Specifically Penicillium roqueforti spores, for like, you know, roqueforts, and then Stilton kind of goes underneath it, like it kind of goes through a similar process. You know what I mean? So I mean, take what you will with that. I don't know. I don't think I explained this very well, unfortunately. This is the cutting of the cheese. So this will impact the size of the curds when you cut it. When you cut it, large time to go for a swim. See, like, they'll cut it with their hands. You see that? With the hands. This is one that's already been cut, so you can kind of see how big the curds are. And it's very important, apparently, for cheese making. Because how did cheese become so scientific? Well, it's full of bacteria. And the interesting thing is, like, you know what's really cool about cheese?
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
I love that audio so much. I'm sorry. There's what's it called? Freaking oh yeah. So basically, I don't think it always used to be this way. And like cheese has been around for thousands of years. I'm serious. Like it goes past like it's at least 7,000 years old. Now don't forget we're in 2023. So this thing is at least like 5,000 BC, okay? You know how long ago 5,000 BC was? Oh! So she is 7,000. I'm not 7,000. I am perfectly aged, okay? I'm not old, I swear. I swear I'm not old, okay? I did not see the rise and fall of empires. Welcome, Mita. How you doing? I was thinking the same thing. I'm not old. I promise. I'm hip and cool like the cool kids. I know what GOT means. I know what phantom tax is. Chi must be the tastiest Chi in the world. Haha, I'm doing alright. This is good. I'm not alone then. Are you sure? Are you sure you're not alone? Are you sitting alone in your room right now, guys? You know what that means? You might not be alone. What if you're not alone right now? More the reason. No! Don't put me on your burger. I had a burger today. It was so good. I actually had a bacon cheeseburger. It was really good. Anyway, so as I said, I saw Babylon fall, the same, the Meso-Persian Empire fall, then watch them fall around. I have seen your new hip. I don't have a new hip. Stop lying. Stop lying. You guys would see my hip replacement if I had to get one. I promise. I'll like live stream my hip replacement if I have to get one. Okay, how's that sound? Anyway, so you can put mold in your cheese. That is an option you have in your life. If you really feel like it, I can't stop you. Listen, you guys realize you have like complete, full like autonomy, right? Like you can go outside right now and just eat grass, and I can't stop you from doing that. Do you know that? Like that's not illegal. If it's your own grass, you just start pulling out like clumps of grass in your front yard. Like your HOA might be mad at you or whatever and be like, stop doing that, and maybe like give you a fine, maybe. But even at that, like you can go to your trash can right now and start eating garbage. I can't stop you from that. Delicious meal, exactly. Like you can just go outside and start like digging with your like feet into your grass, you know, like just like take your socks off, take your shoes off, and just start like, you know, like pulling up the grass with your feet. Good thing I don't have an HOA. You're really lucky. You're actually super lucky. You know, you can like punch a hole through your wall right now, and I can't stop you. Like you can just do that. I'm gonna eat these out HOA. Every time I see the HOA walking by my house, I just start eating their flipboards so they can't get mad at me. Time to eat some wild onions in my yard and some onion grass. I did not say you should do it. I'm just saying you can. I'm not saying you should do that. I never said that, guys. You know what you could also do? You know what else you could do? You can start like pouring toothpaste onto your toes. You can also do that if you wanted to. Like, you can do so many things in your life. It's just free. Like, you can just sit here and do the most random stuff. Like, you can eat plaster. There are people who eat plaster. Touch grass, now we eat the boys. We've escaped the Matrix, truly. Technically, there isn't. I mean, it's just onions. They're just wild. We could eat cheese. Not me. Eat this cheese. This cheese looks scrumptious. Scrumptious cheese. You can start eating your doorknob instead of opening it normally and no one can say anything. Exactly. There's nothing stopping you. That is illegal, though. That's illegal! No, you can't run outside naked, but you can do it in your house, I guess. You can't do it outside because that's like indecency. They create more cheese mutants. Yeah, I'm working on it. That's what the lactic acid bacteria gun's for. Anyway. You could drink some water if you guys haven't drank water today. What is going on in my brain? Cheese. Goat milk, cheese mutant. I'm not goat milk. Most normal conversation with tea, yes. Continuing on. Temperature and humidity control. So some places, water, yes. You can drink water if you haven't today. What's a water? What's a grass? At night though, like 3 a.m., like you could run around naked outside at 3 in the morning? No, because people will still call the police on you. Deer milk tea. I mean, if you can catch enough deers for that, I'd be impressed. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, I'd be mad impressed. If you get, like, enough, like, freaking deers to make, like, a milk farm, you know what? I gotta hand it to you. That's a win. A win is a win. Anyway, there are some cheeses that are made in the freaking Alpines. Like, you know, like the Swiss Alps. Like, they make them, like, super high up off the ground. And it's, like, it's, like, super, like, low humidity. How the fuck do people milk an almond? I don't know. How do people milk a cockroach? The cockroaches don't have udders. They don't have nipples. Cockroaches don't have nipples. If cheese gets too moldy, she turns blue. I don't turn blue. I turn green. I'm actually a green molding cheese, not the blue kind. But yeah, I don't know. I would not touch a cockroach. Who's eating cockroaches? Stop it. Yes! I'm pretty sure there's roach milk. How about some coconut milk? Is a coconut a mammal? Coconuts are mammals. Almond cheese, I'm 98% sure you can do that. I actually think that's the reason that they have the vegetable rennet. I'm pretty sure. Moldy, you say. Moldy. Does cheesecake count? Welcome, Rather Eyes. Welcome. Does cheesecake count? Yes, kind of. Well, cream cheese is like a really specific instance. It's like different. I'm not sure how they make specifically cream cheese. Fox milk, question mark. How many foxes? You cannot catch that many foxes. You cannot catch that many foxes to be able to make a milk farm. Like, you have to be able to farm the milk. Like, you have to be able to actually get the milk from them. You guys realize it's not that easy to milk a thing. Like, you gotta figure out where the udder is, and it has to have nipples. You have to have the nipples first. We have to catch Ichi first. Oh man, not Ichi. Oh man, her ears are ringing. But yeah, I can probably domesticate it. So how many, you can't buy, it's not that many foxes for $7,000. I feel like you won't have enough foxes. They're kind of small. Where's the almond nipple? That's what I'm saying. Where are the almond nipples? Come on now. I need to see them nips. No, I'm just joking. Where are the cockroach nipples? That's what I want to know. That's a real question. I don't know how these people are milking this stuff. Crickets and cockroaches don't have that. Foxes be pricey. Yes, they are pricey. Yes, they are pricey. And they're spicy. But soy has nipples. Oh, you know what's crazy? You know what's wild? You know they make soy, they take soy, and they do like the same process with this to make tofu? Like soy, tofu and like cheese are the same thing. Stand on your porch at 3 a.m. perfectly still, like naked. Guys, I am not telling anyone to stand outside naked. I did not say that. Do not do anything illegal. Always buy pasteurized milk. I am not condoning unpasteurized milk, and I would never do so. I would never condone doing anything illegal. Boxes aren't too expensive where I live. Oh my gosh, all those years ago. Oh man, Can VTubers be milked? No! No! Oh no! Now I'm scared. Stop. Who was the dude who thought about milking an animal? Well, that's the thing. That's what I was. Okay, that's why I told you. I can't get into the history of milk now. Vegans are better than tofu. I don't know. I feel like, is tofu that bad? Some people really like tofu. Like tofurkey and stuff. People love that. You know what I mean? Why are we talking about fox trafficking now? I don't know. I'm not saying traffic the fox. Okay. Listen. Listen! Okay. You can wash and brine the milk or the cheese to be different. Listen. Fox driving in traffic. So, I have told you guys how you can make cheese. Okay? I have told you guys how you can make the cheese and how you can make it taste different. Probably the easiest way to do that is to add some herbs and spices. Tofu cheese, yes, tofu cheese. Cheese and tofu is like so similar to each other, okay? Like, I looked it up and it makes it very, like, it's made very similarly where you have to like curdle the freaking soy, which I thought was super cool. Personally, we have the recipes. Are we still underground ring? Yes. We are the fox milk ring now. No, I'm just joking. That's probably illegal. Guys, okay. There's something I need you guys to understand. Please do not go out. History of milk next weekend. I will do the best I can. Because the thing is, the history of milk and the history of cheese is like 4 hours long, okay? You guys don't realize this. It took me so long. I had to read scholarly articles on this, okay? We're gonna go back to the, yes! No, I'm not kidding! There's genealogical records talking about how there's different kinds of freaking, what's it called? Freaking, rocks, okay? The rocks, they know the cheese is making me go insane. No, it's not. Okay, listen, okay? Okay, listen to me. Okay, listen. I need you guys to listen to me, okay? Okay, so I wanted to do the history of cheese this week. I started some powdered cheese. Exactly, it's exactly what I did. I wanted to do the history of cheese this week. I was gonna do that as like a nice little opener and be like, oh, it's so, it's so great. They made cheese this way. Oh, no, it's not that easy. You guys don't realize how much cheese there is. I'm not melting. I'm turning into Velveeta. No, I'm not. Listen, you guys don't realize there's like so much contention in a scientific cheese milk community. They care a lot about this. It's like at the intersection between science and history, and people have spent their whole lives looking up the history of cheese. Okay, there are people in Sardinia who have found pottery, and you know what they do? They look at the freaking stuff in the pottery to see what it was made for, and they found that it was made for cheese by looking at the freaking like composition of the molecules on this pottery that they found. We need cheese historians, exactly. The academic cheese wars. No, because, okay, it's not technically like the cheese wars, but they keep finding stuff, okay? For some reason, there's vested interest in cheese history from like scientific and historical communities. I'm not kidding. People will literally go through and do like in where? Like online? Like where, what, where, who, what, where, why, when, how. Anyway, so I will do it soon. Certified scientist, yes, I am a certified cheeseologist. That's what I'm sure that's a thing. I don't know how much you get paid to do that. I probably wouldn't get paid very much to do that, but cheese wars sound like what Australian will have. Yes, they'll probably lose it too, just like how they lost against the freaking ostriches or what? Wasn't it freaking emus? They lost the emu war. How are you gonna lose a war against emus, bruh? Come on! Come on! They're birds! It's a bird! I know that they're scary birds, but why would you start a war on the emus in the first place? What is that location, Sardinia? Oh yeah, that's in like Italy or something. Oh no. Okay, so they found, I don't know if it was Sardinia. No, not Sardinia, my apologies. It was, my apologies. It was on the Dalmatian coast in Croatia. Or the Czech Republic, I think it was Croatia. I think it was on the Dalmatian coast. If you look up pottery, found on the Dalmatian coast in Croatia, you'll probably find several different things talking about it. It was on Nat Geo. It was in the Smithsonian thingy, and it was a whole lot. History of life on Earth, the following. Exactly. I wanted to do a nice little introduction using like, oh, here's the history of how they made cheeses. But there is so much, and I couldn't get through all of it. So we're doing this one, okay? Cassowaries, I can see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cassowaries are scary, but emu, I don't know. Anyway. So now, most armies would lose to ostriches. Those are terrifying animals. Probably. Australia apparently has a bird that would be willing to burn down a forest just to, what bird? What bird is that? Tell me. But yeah, what kind of bird is that? I don't feel like they would do that. At least I hope not. Because I feel like that's freaking scary. I don't know. I personally would not be able to handle it. Because I don't know. I can't live in Australia. I told you guys, I would not be able to live in Australia because it's so scary. I don't know. And then like on top of that, like how am I supposed to fight any of this stuff? Firehawk. Is that a real thing? There's no way that's a real thing. That's not real. That's not real. Don't lie to me. That's not real. Guys, hear me out here, okay? I will never visit Australia. I can't. I'm so scared of Australia. It's Australia. Would it really be that surprising? Listen. Okay, listen. Today, they legit use fire. No, they don't. They cannot use fire. No, you're joking right now. Stop messing with me. This is all like an ARG you guys are talking about. Anyway, listen, I came across a spider today. It was like even bigger than the other spiders, but it is not like the size of a dinner plate like some of the things in freaking Australia, okay? If I lived there, I would cry. Gee, I'm not fucking lying. I can't live in a world where there's birds setting things on fire. You cannot have arsonist birds. It's not okay. Why does it feel like God uses Australia as a test survey for weird animals? It probably freaking does. No joke though. Yeah, it's a bird that spreads bushfires to smoke out prey. There's no freaking way it does that. I let spiders live in my place. Okay, Tim. I'm sorry to tell you this. I want to, okay? I really want to, so they eat the other bugs. Okay, but I still get both. Like, I get both the other bugs, plus, like, you know, the freaking spiders. And I don't know. No, listen. If you saw this spider, you would understand. It's like the size of, like, 2 quarters. That's scary for me. I'm like a baby, okay? I can't handle anything. Nothing. Okay, so now apparently there is a bird that can burn down buildings and everywhere. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, let me read this. Let me do like my best like announcer voice. The black kite, brown falcon, and whistling kit are 3 species of raptors that Aboriginal people have called firehawks for generations. These birds are thought to intentionally set fires to make it easier to catch prey. They are said to pick up flaming sticks and drop them further away, which can start new fires and flush out more prey. 2 quarters, yes. I know, right? Arson bird. I love arson bird, okay? Do not let it have access to gasoline. I learned that since the dinosaur was shown doing that in prehistoric planets. How do they make fire? You're gonna tell me they can't make fire? Jeez. Yes. They cannot make fires. Don't tell me this. Birds cannot make fire. Allowed to start fire. Yeah, only I'm allowed to start fires. That's not fair. You guys cannot have birds out here starting fires on me. That's not fair. Only I'm allowed to do that. Anyway. So you guys know. What are the steps, guys? What are the steps? Oh yeah, Chi, the steps are to get milk and then curdle it and then to add the coagulant and then you gotta remove the whey and then you gotta salt it and squish it. Thanks guys, good job chat. You guys knew exactly it. Wow. Yeah, they steal fire from humans. That is horrifying. With matchsticks. No! Fires with a scent of cheese. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. Some principal picked up. Same principal picked up a flaming stick and threw it into the bushes. That is horrible. Please don't tell me this. Oh my god. Is that like part of the reason they have so many bushfires in freaking Australia now? Please tell me that's not the reason. They have so many bushfires there. I'm serious. Oh my god. Anyway, another reason I can't live in Australia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, so now we know, one, how cheese is made. That's like a general process. Most cheeses are made in that way.
You're not.
The not alone thing freaks me out. But yeah, I would never be in Australia. You will never catch me in Australia. It's not climate change is the reason. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's still like a bird that's setting fires to places. I don't think that's helpful. I feel like they're trying to kill humans probably. I cannot be in Australia. I cannot be in Australia. You know what's really funny though? I want to go to the Everglades, but I kind of don't. I feel like I'm going to lose a leg. Like one of those swamp puppies going to come right up to my leg and just chop it off. And I'll be legless forever. Rip to Cherry. She gone. Arson bird does not help. Exactly. Like a freaking, that's horrifying. If I heard that there are birds flying around, dropping firebombs everywhere, you know what? I will be moving the next day. Texas is all right. Gotta go to the Everglades. Go sit in the Everglades for 5 minutes. Arson bird will be helpful if you want to mess with your friends. Can you, like, domesticate those hawks? Because if they're hawks, can't you domesticate them? Kind of. No, don't do that. They're just living their lives. They don't know what they're doing. But yeah, oh yeah, so you guys know now how to make cheese in general. Shoot the spiders. Don't shoot the spiders. You'll probably do more damage to your house, please. Even with a pellet gun, I don't know. Okay, so we got the general process. I taught you guys ways you can make cheese taste differently. Okay, yes, Cherry is in Australia. Now, you guys see it's already been almost an hour and a half. Okay, so I'm just saying, imagine if I did include all of the stuff from the history, it would take me like another 3 hours to explain. I'll work on it. It takes a long time to get all the information to verify. So I work really hard to make sure it's at least kind of verified the best I can, okay? It's a lot of sources, a lot of finding information. It's hard. Aussie's making your cheese. You probably could. It's a mammal, okay? There's a lot of mammals out there, guys. Please do not milk them all. It's not Pokemon. It's not gotta milk them all. You know what I mean? You guys don't have to do that. I swear. Not everything has nipples for people, okay? Sometimes the nipples are there for a different reason. All right, guys. Florida got gator cheese. Next one, okay? Now, we're giving Pokemon a new idea. Please tell me that's not something that they do in Pokemon because I'd be really sad. Marsupials. All right, so now we got some specific cases of cheese that are not made in the way, a general way that I told you before, okay? So we got our first case here called Casu Marzu, okay? So Casu Marzu is an Italian cheese, okay? And this cheese has been said to be called the world's most dangerous cheese, okay? And the reason that it is called that is because there are maggots in the cheese. And I about that. I only with melting, but it's a dairy cow. Not Lapani! There's no laws against Pokemon, Batman. There's no laws against Pokemon, Batman. Maggot cheese. I personally do not want maggots eating me. That sounds disgusting, and I'm horrified of that. Don't ever mention that to me again. So, Kasumarsu. Okay. Kasuchi would be a zombie. Extra protein. Well, some people really would agree with you on that. Extra crunch, yes. Okay. Listen, okay. Okay. So, they make the base cheese. They get sheep's milk, which they coagulate using the rennet, and they make the cheese, okay? The base cheese, they just make it normal. But then, what they do is they introduce cheese skipper flies into the base cheese, Piophila casei, right? That's the kind of fly. And then they let the freaking eggs in there, and then they hatch, and then maggot cheese. Ugh. They let it in there on purpose. They put the things in there, okay? The larvae help it to ferment. They break down some of the fats in the cheese, right? They go through, they eat the cheese. They probably poop stuff out. Helps it break down. Enzymes produced by the larvae soften it, and it makes it squishy and creamy and spreadable, okay? They let it mature. There's a bunch of channels in it, which leads to like kind of the texture that's there, okay? And so, here's the thing that must be stanky, probably. I hope it doesn't smell like a dead body. This cheese is illegal, I think, in some places. I think in the EU, you're not really supposed to have it. You probably can't move it around. It's not incredibly safe. So here's the thing, right? Some people... So the maggots usually aren't on the top because they've already eaten the stuff that they want. However, even though you can very easily avoid the maggots, right? You just scoop off the top stuff. You have it on your own. Some people will centrifuge the cheese with the maggots in it to combine the maggots with the cheese, and it will be like the whole thing. Other people will just eat the entire thing without centrifuging it and without any maggot removal. The maggots will still be in there and they will eat it. They'll just open up their mouth, put it in there, like that ate it. That maggot's in their body now. I don't know what to say about that. Personally, that's not my thing. You know what? If you can eat maggots and not grow up, good for you. I'm not that kind of a person. Some people say it's not safe to eat the maggots. They don't really like it. It's scary. This cheese is... I do not eat maggots. I swear to God, I do not eat the maggots. I don't even eat this cheese. Just looking at it, it's nasty. Genuinely so scary. So it's prohibited in the EU because people are like, man, maybe we shouldn't be eating live maggots, you know? So people really do like it. There are people online. There's like people like looking for ways to get access to this cheese. People care a whole lot about it, apparently. I toast it to be safe. Yeah, I personally, this is not my thing, personally. However, it is deeply rooted in Sardinian culture, which is in the area that it's made in Sardinia, Italy. And oftentimes, the locals will just eat it to celebrate stuff, even though people are kind of like, I don't know if it's safe, you know, all that stuff. So, that is the maggot cheese, also called kasumarsu, okay? So that's that one. That's that one. Heard of the maggot cheese flavored chips? No. That is so specific. I heard they can survive in your gut. Oh my gosh. I freaking hope not. Grilled katsu sandwich. No! Next one! Okay. This one is called Mimolette, and it comes from France. I don't have a good accent. I'm sure I'm not. Oh no! I've never played Phasmophobia, but it sounds freaky. I'm scared of it. So Mimolette, you know, you get the base cheese. This one's usually made out of cow's milk. They really made those chips. Why don't they make those cannonballs? Yeah, this kind of looks like a cannonball. I think, is this the kind of cheese that they use in the Napoleon thing? That's wild. I did not know that. So this milk is curdled using the coagulant, right? And then they get this giant circle, right? But then they got the cheese, right? And then they add something called Arcus Zero, also known colloquially as the cheese mites. So they have a controlled infestation of the cheese, okay? It looks like cheese minerals. I agree. They got the cannons. Yes, they really made. Yeah, curious how it tastes like. So these will be made. They'll be aged for several months in a controlled environment. The cheese mites will eat the surface of the cheese, creating, you see, this very characteristic pits and cracks in the top part of the cheese, okay? This contributes to the taste and the texture of Mimolette. I'm not sure how they would do this back in the day because I feel like it's kind of hard to do this, but I'm sure that there's like techniques. To control the growth of these cheese mites and to keep the texture that they want to have, they regularly brush it and wash it during the aging process. The story goes that Napoleon was in a pitched battle against the Prussians when suddenly he ran out of cannonballs. He reached for the next best thing, wheels and roulette, loaded the cannons, and boom, let fly to great effect. Alright, yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. But yeah, as Mimolette ages, they brush it and they wash it to kind of control them all. How did you make that blue? Why are you blue? Is she thinking about some Mimolette and some costume? No! None of this stuff. I personally am like deeply horrified of both of these things that I am seeing, okay? However, you know what? If you want to eat the mite and maggot cheese, you know what? Go for it. It needs love too. I make a nice narrator voice. Testing. Yeah, I have perfect narrator voice. If you guys want me to narrate something, send me more things in the chat. I'll read it. I promise. So as Mimolette ages, you know, its flavor kind of intensifies, you know, and it tastes different. We have arthropod cheese twice. Yes, I'm serious. This is like, there's more than one. I also believe, how are you making it? She's sure she does. Stop making it blue. How is this made? So, like, basically, like you have the regular process, right? I think Morgan Freeman would beat me just because he has so much more experience than I do. And then he played God in one of those things, so I feel like I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda. I don't know how you're doing it. It's cool. I don't know how you do that. But yeah, so basically you make the base cheese. You make the base cheese using cow's milk. You curdle it with rennet, and you kind of just make it. You make the cheese first. It's kind of done. Oh, you're on mobile. Okay. I don't know how that works anyway. But you make the cheese first, right? And then when it's aging, you add in the cheese mites. So specifically how you do it, like what's really different from regular cheese making is you put it in, you put it on top, you brush it, and you wash it to make sure that the mites don't go too crazy. So basically this is introduced during the aging process. So like, you know how I said earlier, you start off first, so you get the milk, you curdle it using like lactic acid bacteria, you add rennet to make it coagulate, you remove the whey, you kind of like cut it, and you also salt it, and then you kind of let it like age, right? So you have to kind of squish it down. So this one, it will be added in the aging process. Basically, after everything's kind of squished down, then they add the mites on it, and then they control the infestation. Does Mimolette evolve? No, it does not evolve. I have no idea how it might I use to customize. That's cool. I don't know how you customize any of this stuff. I'm not that cool. But yeah, so the orange color comes from a dye. It's a natural dye called annatto, which is added to the milk during the cheese making process. So it's not like different in the initial process. Evolve into cheese. I wish. I'm like a freaking Pikachu.
Screw the rules, I have money.
Is that really from Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, that's like the freaking, that's like the most scuffed dub. This is the reason people don't like dubs. Oh my god. Screw the rules, I have money. That's something I would say. You know, so I think it's pretty cool cheese. It's different. I mean, it's orange. It uses a natural dye, which is pretty cool. You got all of this stuff. So I hope I answered your question well. Basically, the mites make it different. No, it's a parody. So this one, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Finnish. I can't. Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. I've never seen it. Now I'm sad. I'm out of the loop. Anyway, this thing's called like Lipa Justo. I'm not Finnish. Don't get mad at me if I say it wrong. I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly. So this stuff is also known as like bread. I'm sorry. It's called like, oh my god, what's it called? It's called like squishy bread cheese, or no, like spongy or springy or something like that. Like squishy bread. I'm trying to remember what it's called specifically. Yeah, it's the mites. The mites make it different. Levi Justo, yes. Thank you for my helpful pronunciation. I appreciate it. It's usually made from cow, goat, or reindeer milk. Like I said, reindeer. And then you skim the milk to produce a lower fat cheese. And then you curdle it, right? And then you cut the cheese curds into small pieces. And then you heat them, which is not the usual process. Sorry. So, after baking, the curds and then mold into flat round shapes. See, like how it's kind of flat, and they're super pressed. Just call it lipa. The cheese then are briefly baked or cooked, enhance its flavor and develop the golden brown crust. And then after it's done baking, it's cooled and then cut into wedges or cubes, like what you see. People seem to really like the wedges. I haven't seen the cubes. I've only seen wedges. And then people really like it because it's called squeaky bread cheese. Squeaky bread cheese. So when you bite it, it makes a squeaky noise. Sounds cheesy. Welcome, Preston Civils. Yes, very cheesy, mad cheesy. So, basically, when you bite it, it squeaks. You know, like a mouse or like a bed. I don't know, like it makes a squeaky noise. So, you know what I mean? It makes a squeaky noise. Often that's served with like cloudberry jam, which what I think this is, or like with cold with milk. So like warm with cloudberry jam, which is this stuff I think, or cold with milk. It can also be eaten with coffee, or sometimes dipped in the coffee. Not everyone does that though. Tea is squeaky. I'm mad squeaky. Cheese curds also squeak. Don't eat the curds by itself though. I don't know. What all I know is that people call this one the squeaky bread cheese. That's what people call it. I'm not sure. So basically, it's kind of different because it undergoes that cooking process after. So it's a little different. Gee, that was just me popping by. Oh, that was you. Sorry about that. Thank you for don't tell me what to do. My stream keeps freezing. Warm it up then. Give it a heater. So that's super cool. It's called squeaky cheese, Finnish curd cheese or bread cheese. People like to call it that, or they add it together in squeaky bread cheese. People seem to really like it. I don't know. Personally, I don't know. Gonna close and reopen Twitch. Cheese and coffee sound funny. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't do it. I'm not really that, you know, adventurous. Maybe I would just be too concerned. All right, so that's 3. This is the last one. I don't know how squeaky bread cheese sounds like a dog's favorite cheese. Yeah, it's like a freaking dog chew toy, basically. Basically. Yeah, so now we got this thing called Chirpy. I'm probably not saying that right. And it's from Nepal or Tibet, you know. And so basically, it's made from yak or cow's milk. Like I said, yaks from earlier. It's commonly found in the Himalayan regions of Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibet. Like loaves of cheese. Yeah, kind of. They don't keep it like this, but they cut it up, usually. So it looks kind of cool from the side. I wish I had a photo. So the milk is heated, right? And acidic agents like lemon juice or natural plant extracts are added to initiate curdling. Because the thing is, it's kind of hard to get lactic acid bacteria. These are breadsticks. It's like Olive Garden, unlimited breadstick like Lizzie's. No, they're like breadsticks. That's so different. This looks like Olive Garden. Come on. They're like bread. Anyway, once the curds form, they're pressed to get rid of the whey, and then they shape the cheese like this. And the pressed curds, cheese. Once the curds form, they're pressed down, then they're air dried or sun dried. And don't forget, this is in the mountains of Nepal and Tibet. Those are armrests from chairs. The dried chirpy isn't cured by immersing it in a brine solution or coating it with a salt, which makes a lot of sense. Don't forget, this is in the mountains, so it's freaking cold. That sounded super funny. I agree. So yeah, they cure it in salt, so it's like a really salty kind of a thing. It's dried, it's cured in a brine solution or coating with salt. And then it might go undergo some additional drying, so some extra drying. And then some varieties are aged in cool, dry conditions to intensify the flavor and kind of like firm up the texture. There's different kinds of it, right? So some are soft, so when you want it to be like fresh, like, you know, like just eat it straight up. And then some are harder, which, you know, you like grate it so you can like, you know, squid, like kind of like, you know, do like the cheese grating. So if you want to like, you know, put it on your salad, or you can like chew it. Like very chewy cheese, which I don't know, that sounds stressful to me. But I am sure for some people, it is a necessity. How does Chi put up a teaching chat? I care deeply, that's why. I'm like a teacher in those movies who's like, oh, I care so much about these kids. I'm gonna make sure that they all pass. It's like the 80s movies, you know what I mean? Like the friggin' like what was it? The book club or not the book club. Whatever that movie was. Whatever that movie was. So this is like, so the thing about Chirpy is it's kind of unique because it's made in the Himalayas using milk from like yaks, which I think is kind of cool. So it kind of makes it taste differently. From what I've seen is that the yak milk can make it taste really gamey. I thought it was kind of cool. It also relies on a lot of natural fermentation, which is kind of different. Especially like when you talk about commercial cheeses, a lot of commercial cheeses, and we're just throwing stuff in the back of your head the whole time. Yeah, you guys are bullies. That's what you guys are. So I think it's pretty cool. This is kind of my last thing, you know. Stand and deliver. No. It was the movie with like the kid who was like, it was a banner year at the whatever family. Us bullies, nah. Yeah, okay. You can live in denial all you want, okay? Live in denial all you want. You know exactly what you are. Okay, so, some fun facts about Chirpy. It holds cultural significance in Himalayan communities, where it's been a staple for centuries, which I think is cool. It's also known for its extreme, like, hardness and chewiness. It looks kind of hard to me, making them a long-lasting snack that locals often enjoy. Different regions and communities have their own variations, with subtle differences in taste, texture, and preparation methods. And Chirpy made from yak is particularly prized because it has a very unique flavor and very interesting nutritional benefits. So I think it's pretty cool. That's pretty much all I have left. Yeah, Chirapoo, I don't know. And then a baseball bat cheese, yes. You probably could use it that way. But yeah, this is basically all I have left, since this is my last cheese. I have like so much information on the history of cheese, okay? I'm sorry that these streams are kind of shorter than the like regular streams. But like, if I put this all together, include like I did not have enough time. The last cheese. Yes, this is this is the last cheese for today. For today, this is Chirapy. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. I cannot pronounce anything. Don't ask me. So basically, to sum everything up, you get milk, turn it acidic, coagulate, squish it. The last cheese. Bye forever. No! I'll be back. I'll be back. Trust me, I will. But yeah, I think it's pretty cool. So, anyway, yeah, that was... Oh, thank you for the gift! What the freak? Oh my gosh, I got Captain Crunch. I love Captain Crunch so much. Thank you, I really appreciate it. I'm so happy, right? You did not realize how much I've been talking about Captain Crunch. I love Captain Crunch so much. I'm so happy right now. I'm not even joking. I can remember get out of the way, Listen. Don't worry, I'll be back. We'll have way more information. Yeah, that's really interesting, actually. I had to read up so what I did was, like, to get the general process, I looked up Dietz and Watson's, how cheese is made. You know what's crazy? There's, like, no government websites. Linda, listen. Get out the way. But yeah, you guys were actually pretty quiet this time. And you guys listened, and we all talked about milking stuff that shouldn't be milked. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mike. I'm trying to, like, look at my phone right now. I don't want to be, like, weird, though. But, thank you so much. This is awesome. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Mike. Linda, listen, yes. Don't call it fermenting! It's not fermenting! Oh my god. But yeah. I mean, that's all the cheese I have for today, okay? What I'm thinking would be good, okay? Because there's so much behind milk and cheese separately, okay? You made a great culture. I've cultivated a positive community. Not cultivated. Okay, but yeah, it's super cool. And if you guys have any other questions, what was it like? And so that's my presentation. And I'll take any questions now. And yeah. So that's my presentation. We have achieved coagulation. Yeah, you guys learned a new word today, guys. You guys learned coagulate. Does Colty also cultivate things? Do you cultivate things, Colty? Probably not. You live in Greenland, so that's cold, right? But yeah, we should all start like a freaking cheese farm. I think that'd be awesome. Who knows? Who knows? Can cheese be used as armor? It can be used as cannonballs. Why am I so cool, funny, and nice? Because I must be perfection. If I'm not perfection, then I did not age correctly. And remember that one? Do you guys remember the freaking Cheez-It commercials where they have like the cheese wheels and they say like they're too immature or whatever? That's what will happen to me. They'll throw me away and I'll never ascend to being a Cheez-It. My goal in life is to reach Nirvana and become a Cheez-It. That's what I will do. And I'll be so happy if one day I become a Cheez-It. You don't understand. I'll be so fancy. I'll be a fancy little Cheez-It. I'll be like the white cheddar Cheez-It. That's what I'll be. Anyway, I'm gonna like go cry. I'm so happy. Thank you so much, Mike. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm like, what's it called? I'm like freaking like, thank you, Baka. I didn't even want that. I get like anxious. But yeah, I hope you guys really learned a lot. 9. The be all end all in the Chi region. You're welcome, Baka. Thank you, Baka. I didn't even ask for that. But yeah, I hope you guys learned a lot. I learned a whole lot. Mostly that people put like maggots in cheese. I think what I have done to myself is that I have scarred myself for sure. I am certainly scarred, just like how the Mimolette is scarred from the cheese nights. And yes, So that's what I've done today. And that's what I've done to myself today. And, you know, it's definitely an interesting situation that I am in now. Okay? So my life, just like that. Could we invent new cheese? Yes, I freaking love it. I'm glad you liked it. Could you invent new cheese? Yes, I think you could. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's not added in cheese yet that could definitely be added. Like, there's a lot of cheese out there. I feel like there's so much. Like, cheese is such a vast, like, artistic medium. Like, I feel like it's almost like it is an art form. You know what I mean? Time to create cashew cool. No, you're not joking though. The funny thing is about like cashew cheese is that there really is like cult favorite. It's like it's a cult favorite. People love it. People love this cheese. Like people will put themselves in actual like. I'm serious though. Like this is a cult favorite of cheese. I'm not joking. Like people love this stuff. People will literally almost get arrested trying to get this cheese. I'm not kidding. If you guys think I'm joking, I'm really not. Like there are people online saying like, how can I get access to this cheese? It's like one of those things, not people like they go skydiving. It's like the equivalent of skydiving, but cheese version. Like, it's like, man, like, you know, it's hard to do. It's hard to get it. People really want this cheese. And it's apparently very expensive because it is illegal in the EU. Like, you're actually not supposed to have access to it at all. It's actually an illegal cheese. The thought, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I personally never thought I referred to, it is art though. You guys have to realize making cheese is hard. It's hard. And like, for instance, with like the mimolette, right? Like, I learned a lot about this. You guys will listen to me. I learned this for you. I learned this for you. Okay, Zongo cheat code. Yes, that'd be awesome. But what I'm saying is basically like with mimolette and stuff, right? Like, you have to take a lot of time trying to learn how to one, make it, and then two, also, what's it called? Like, beyond just making it, you also have to be able to, like, kind of Tom and Jerry esque relations between cultists. Yes. Must fly to Italy to get banned cheese. Well, people actually do, yeah. I'm not kidding. Like, people will do this. I thought that might be my ulterior motive. My goodness, I made this for you. Yeah, exactly. I made this whole PowerPoint for you guys, you people. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I hope you guys like this. I really like learning this stuff. I'm actually an expert. Yeah, I'm like an expert in cheeseology. I should get a freaking PhD in this stuff at this point. I'm gonna like know so much about this cheese stuff. I'm gonna like S+ tier. So I just read this S+ tier cheese presentation. I learned it from you, Dad. I'm gonna make a freaking gacha game. I'm gonna make a gacha game. I'm gonna stream myself making a gacha game about cheese. And the way that you're gonna earn points is gonna be like freaking, it's gonna be open world just like Genshin. And the way that you make money to get the gacha stuff is to freaking, you have to make the cheese, okay? You have to make the cheese. Like if it's mimolette, you have to wash it and like, you know, like what am I? Reviewed old drug PSAs. I will definitely do that. I'm gonna do like a freaking, I'll do like a whole like 2-hour long documentary like script, and I'll just read, guys. I should design cheese waifus. I want to so badly. You guys don't realize how badly I want to do that. I'm just so behind. I will do it. I'll do it on stream, okay? We'll have like a longer stream, but I always get so like what's it called? I'm so slow. I take like so long to do art. And when I'm on the stream, I feel bad because I feel like I'm keeping you guys on the stream forever. And then I get like, oh man, that's sad. But yeah. So I hope you guys liked it. I'm gonna do it again. I'll put out the schedule tomorrow. Can't wait to see costume bars and wife. So I'm like, it'll be like, what's it called? You guys remember the Corpse Bride? It'll be like the Corpse Bride kind of a thing. That's exactly what it'll be. I'm not kidding. Slow burn is better for it. That's what I'm saying. I guess we could do more than one, like, you know, single. Like, I always feel like I have to finish it in, like, one sitting, but it takes a long time. Like, good artwork takes a while. It takes forever, so. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, guys. So, I hope you guys learned a lot. Because you need to remember this for the test at the end of the semester. You know, the finals are coming up. I'm pretty sure they're going to release the finals, you know, calendar soon. I'm not sure when the university's going to do that, but... you know, and I'm sure you guys probably are more ahead of it than I am, but I'll definitely, you know, Yeah, there's a final. There's a midterm. Guys, you didn't know it's almost midterm season. You know what I mean? Like, it's midterms. Come on, guys. Come on. Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. Let's go ahead and raid the first person that I see. Let me see. Yeah. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and start the raid. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. I didn't study. Thank you so much for your gift, my Graves. I really fail repeatedly to stay in your class. That is so nice. Okay. Thank you so much for coming, my Graves. I really appreciate the gifts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, Kari. Thank you, Colty. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Sekatori. Thank you, Porkaful, if you're still there. Thank you, Kotiko, if you're still there. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and raid. And as always, keep it easy, keep it cheesy, and keep it breezy, okay, guys? I'll see you guys all again on Monday. Bye-bye. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys coming. It's so awesome. Bye here, Brian. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I was about to say, I'm like, I got holes in my brain, okay? The mites are in there. The mites are in there. The maggots are fighting, okay? All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night, all right? Bye-bye.